Hey there, friends and family. Just me. You have to excuse my hair. I decided to go on a big walk today, which made me all hot and sweaty and made my hair kind of frizzy. Um, so yeah, it's a little crazy. I thought about combing it before I went on. Just kind of. I guess it just didn't go in my brain. It just didn't stay in my brain to comb my hair and try to look quasi decent for the handful of you who are going to watch me. Um, Which kind of brings up, I guess, my big what the holiday is today. Today is National Heat Awareness Day, I think is what it's. Let me check this. Come on, phone. Yes, National Heat Awareness Day, which falls on the last Friday of May every year. So it's not a date holiday, it's a day holiday. It's more like it's more like Memorial Day is a day holiday. It happens on, a day instead of a date. So this year just happens to be the 29th, which is today. So happy Heat Awareness Day. It was, I guess, founded or developed or whatever by OSHA, the Occupational Safety Health Administration people, the people who make sure you're climbing the ladders at work correctly and pushing and pulling all the things at work. If you're in a physical job where you push and pull carts and things around, or carts and things with wheels and stuff like that. Between OSHA and the National Weather Service, it's to help remind you that as it gets warmer now, as summer is starting to approach, which is another thing I'm going to whine about here in a minute. As it's going to get warmer, you need to stay hydrated and make sure to be aware of your be aware of yourself as you're out there in the heat. Especially if you work out in the heat, if you're like in construction and stuff like that, where you're not inside in a nice cozy air conditioned office, stuff like that. Make sure to stay hydrated. That's something I was always a big fan of, making sure people stayed hydrated. Way back in the day when I worked at summer camp, and we'd be out in the 90 plus degree heat and humidity and just nasty, gross days. I'd make sure that people were aware that they needed to drink lots and lots of water. Because I know how important it is to stay hydrated. Which again, that, it reminded me today of the heat when I did my big Joe giant walk, which I think ended up being, about a mile and a half I ended up walking. Which for, poor old me, back in the day, that would have been a breeze. That would have been, oops, hit stop. But as I've gotten a little more unhealthy, I guess, I walking is a difficult thing, I guess, some days. So yeah, be careful as it gets warmer now, as we're getting closer to summer. To stay hydrated, to stay out, not go crazy out in the heat and run around like a chicken with its head cut off. Which, like I said, was going to bring me to my next point. Made me laugh. The CVS pharmacy, I had some prescriptions brought to me today. And on their website, they have, oh, it's summer. Oh, I was like, oh, and it's not summer. It's not even June yet. It's still spring. Summer doesn't start until like June 22nd. So that's one of my pet peeves, I guess. Is make sure you know what the season it is, and I'm not saying that you got to be, I don't know, but yeah, June 22nd, I believe, is the first day of summer technically. So it's not summer yet; it's still spring. Remember that. But yeah. Whew. Sorry, I'm just trying to gather my thoughts. I thought I was ready to make a video, and here I am staring off into space trying to remember what I was going to talk about. But yeah, I guess I can talk about, I did a big walk today. I thought, you know what, I haven't walked in a while. Let's take a walk. And then my goofy self, when I got to the point where I would normally turn and start heading back home, I thought, you know what? let's go another block. So I had an extra chunk of blocks. The streets that I walk are all east, west, north, south. No weird little curvy things. They're all just one straight direction, north, south, east, west. So I did an extra block of one of the east-west streets, and then that gave me an extra 4 blocks, I think, if I were kind of right, of the north-south streets, which then gave me, that extra east-west street gave me another east-west to go to get back home. Luckily, I wasn't super exhausted like I have been in the past when I do an extra walk or something, but I am feeling it a little bit now. But that's okay, because hopefully if I keep doing stuff like that, not only will I, I guess lose a little bit of weight and like stuff like that, but hopefully I'll get better at, walking around and stuff. I mean, I guess when I'm home, I can kind of stumble my way around the house without a cane or anything holding me helping hold me up. So yeah. And I can't say I really had any thoughts during my walk. I was more listening to the music. I have my fun little ear pods, whatever you call them. They're I can't remember what I did with them. Are they in a pocket? I don't think I have them in my pocket anymore. But it was a nice pair I got long time ago that I got, and they were very nice. They weren't all that expensive, I don't think. But I used those, and so I was singing to myself as I was walking around. Kind of helps, I guess, distract me a little bit from the exhaustion of walking a mile and a half. Like I said before I had my stroke, that was no problem. I went to what they call the Philmont Scout Ranch down in New Mexico, and I can't remember how long the trek was, but it was a couple weeks. We just hiked, and it was awesome. I loved it. Right now it would kill me. But I don't think I'll ever get back to that. I probably wasn't up to that. I wouldn't. It would have killed me even before my stroke recently, because I'm just fat and out of shape anyway before everything. So, but we're getting better. Hopefully, knock on wood. Yeah, I think I told you about my fun little MRI thing. Everything came out okay. You're not worried about anything. I mean, I still could lose some weight. That wouldn't hurt. But yeah, if I keep walking some more, I'll get there. And I asked Google today how many calories I'd have to burn to lose a pound, and it's like 3,000 calories. So if I go on a walk like I went today, I think that gets me about 25% of the way to losing a pound. So if I can, keep walks like that up for, a couple, 3, 4, 5 days a week, give me a couple months, I'll be nice and a pound or two lighter. I wish there was an easier way that I wouldn't have to pay for hundreds of dollars of medication of some sort to lose weight, but I wish it was as easy to lose the weight as it was to put it on. To put it on, all I did was sit around on my butt and eat, so I don't know. But yeah, like I said, I don't think I had a whole lot on my mind to complain or whine about. Other than the fact that people would like to call, and I get it that, Memorial Day is the unofficial beginning of summer. But I think most kids still have a little bit of school left. I'm not sure. I'm not a teacher. I know quite a few teachers, but I don't talk to them about their time left to teach in school. So I don't know. Um, all I know is there's a bunch of kids that are out screaming all the time in the afternoon. I guess across the alley from me. Um, they're having fun. I'm not complaining about it. It doesn't annoy me. It's not like they're doing it. It's not like they're running around screaming at 11 o'clock at night when I'm trying to sleep or something. But um, they like to scream a lot. I guess they're having fun. They're having fun chasing each other around or whatever. And they really like to scream really loud and high pitched. And mm, it's not the end of the world. I don't know. I'm trying not to be one of those crabby old men. Get off my lawn. Um, Speaking of which, I need to cut my grass here soon because it's the weeds and stuff starting to pop up a lot. I've already cut it once. I need to buy some trimmer line though, because I think I used it all up the last time I cut the grass. I did the backyard a decent amount, but there are chunks of it that I did not want to run over with the lawn, bricks and stuff my dad had out there with the lawnmower that are, kind of a pain in the butt to try to get up. So yeah, if anybody wants to, give me $1 billion to start hiring somebody to cut my grass or something, that'd be awesome. Or $1 billion to try to, get stuff taken care of and fixed and repaired and everything. And I talked to my sister the other day in a complete brain fart moment here. We're gonna have to wait just a little bit longer to take care of the house and getting things, I guess, put in our names, because it's apparently lots cheaper if you wait until a year after a person passes away to get things taken care of. If they didn't leave a will or any kind of thing like that. Um, to get any kind of, if there's any kind of bank account information or property, homes, things like that. So we got to wait until mom has been gone for a year. So that's about a month from today. Yeah. But yeah. I think that's about all I have. I know my last video, I think nearly everybody that is my subscriber watched it, or somebody maybe watched it a couple times. Hopefully I didn't say anything that'll get me in trouble, or, have cops knocking down my door, and, somebody sending me fines for something I said or did or whatever. Oh, and speaking of which, I need to go ahead and get my poor car. My license is, my license plate expired. I need to get that redone. Because I got some tickets, and I think they're a little pricey. Because my license is not registered. It's whatever, I mean, despite the fact that there are people around here who never got the license plates at all, God forbid I shouldn't pay the state its money, huh? But yeah, gotta get that taken care of, and I'm gonna try to get that. I need to get a safety and emissions inspection, I guess. I can do that with the CarX. That's not too far away that I can go to. Normally they don't charge much for that. Hopefully they don't charge much for that. And then I don't know if I can go to there's a license office that's not horribly far from my house. At least it used to be like for the testing for the like to get your driver's license. I think they closed that part, but they're still open for registering your vehicles and things like that. So I don't know. Hopefully, I don't have to like take a bus downtown or anything. We'll see. We'll see what happens. See, this is the time when I really could just use somebody, who is a little more not handicapped like me. But hey, maybe somebody will remember like me again someday enough to want to hang out with me and help me and be my friend. What else was there? I just had something pop in my brain. Now it popped out. Popped in, popped out. Story of my life. Obviously, it wasn't all that important if I don't remember. But yeah, I guess was it, thanks for other people who've been watching my video. If you haven't, if you stumble upon my video here, if you want to subscribe. I know I did have 15 subscribers at one point, and then one disappeared. I don't know if that happens when, I don't know how it all works with, because I know I figured out you can, I guess, make it so that people can't see that you're subscribed to videos. And I guess that goes for the owners of the videos. So you can, be a hidey person or whatever. Be sneaky. So that, if you hate a person, they can't see that you're watching their videos and watching them, make a fool of themselves or whatever. Rah! But yeah, so if you want to subscribe. And then if I try to put links to if you want to go ahead and give me the $1 billion through PayPal or Venmo. Those are in the link somewhere down at the bottom. I think is where they end up on a lot of the ways people watch mobile and on the computer and stuff like that. Or if you want, I have a my wish list on Amazon with just a bunch of random things. There's a couple of big things I wouldn't mind getting that could help me make videos a little better. But yeah. I think that is really all I have for this one. I'm going to try to go on some more walks the next few days and try to get my car quote unquote legal, because I don't need more tickets. But yeah, so that's about it, I think. If there's any questions or concerns or oh, I know what else I wanted to complain about. Getting a job. I've kind of given up on the first organization that I contacted to try to find a job, and sent an email to a second organization. I have yet to hear back from them, but I just contacted them today. So if nothing else, we'll give them a day or two. I tried to go for the closest place, which I think they have an office on Market downtown. I thought, oh, they're close, so I'll be able to say, hey, this is where I live. Can you give me a job with somewhere close? But then I kind of did a little more research on them, and like people complain on Google that they're all kind of, rude and ignorant and do really bad jobs. So lots of single stars on Google. But the second place I looked at, they seemed to be okay. I think they had I looked them up before I even contacted them. I think they've got like a 4.4 was their rating on Google. I didn't super look through it, so there might be one or two, 1-star ratings saying, "Oh, these people didn't know the rear end from a hole in the ground." I think their office on the website I found all that information is out of Belleville, Illinois. So they're not close, but the other 3 or 4 offices on that farther down the list are farther. One's about a 45-minute drive away down in southeast Missouri. The rest are not even in the state of Missouri. Which I guess you don't have to be, the office doesn't have to be in the state as long as they have, the ability to help you get in contact with, local organizations, local employers to have little part-time jobs or whatever. So yeah, we'll see how all that goes over the next couple of days if I get any contact from these people. And yeah, National Heat Awareness Day. It was, 82, I think, was the high today. And it's supposed to be 83 or 84 tomorrow, so I know I felt like I was about to die heat-wise when I was walking home by the end of my walk, so I don't know. I'll figure it out. I'm smart. I'm still smart. I might not be able to walk very well and see it all, really, but I'm still smart, darn it. Gosh darn it. Dag nabbit. So yeah, if you are stumbling across my videos, go ahead and subscribe. You'll get this all the time. There's nothing really, even if I get a fancy camera and fancy stuff like that, the content won't be different. Maybe the production will be a little better. If I get a decent camera to record and can, stuff like that. I don't know. We'll see. All right, everybody. Thank you very much for watching. And I'll talk to you guys later. All right. Bye.